Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sir Spaghetti in-depth analysis of Rock, Paper, Scissors 2. As you can see, this chart looks complicated, but I have other news. It's wrong. I will go in depth about the flaws of this chart, where it succeeds, of this new evolved rock, paper, scissors, and we'll see where it goes. Let's start off with this chart as a whole, right? As you can see, let's look at rock here. All the symbols, elements. Let's go with elements. All the elements from paper and to the right beat rock, and rock beats all the elements from sponge and to the left. It's a well-designed chart. It may look complicated if you look at this lattice waffle in the middle, but it's pretty simple. Rock beats snake, yeah. Rock beats human, rock beats tree, rock beats wolf, rock beats sponge, right? None of those are objectable. Paper beating rock has always been one of the most controversial things for me, because when does a paper beat a rock? Never. It covers rock, sure. So what? In that case, it's more a rock than paper anyway, but air beats rock. What can really beat air, you know? Paper beats air? I didn't even see that. We're not gonna get into it. Let's not get into the logistics of it, actually. You know, first I was gonna get into the logistics of it, like, how does devil beat lightning? How does gun beat rock? That's what sparked this whole thing. Gun beating rock. Rock beats gun. If I throw a rock really hard at a gun, who's gonna win, right? I can block bullets with like a big enough rock, but you know, now that I'm thinking of it, paper beating rock in the original Roshambo defeats the need for logistics in rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, there's no need to go into why human loses the snake but beats dragon, right? What we need to do... You know, that kind of pokes a hole in my whole thing, my whole video idea. Okay. I'm gonna do some counting. Everything's even. 7 beating, 7 going out. Now, let's go into the real fun part of rock, paper, scissors is, and that's the mind games. So, obviously, when you put this chart in front of somebody and say, "This is rock, paper, scissors," their main idea would be to gravitate towards the original 3, the original rock, paper, scissors, and there are no downsides to that. It would be a bad idea because statistics have shown paper is the least common picked, and if we go on any of the ones on the right side, a lot of them beat both rock and scissors since they're very close to each other, and paper is far away from the two. So yeah, going like gun, lightning, devil, any of those would be easy pickings. I must say, picking any element that beats sponge is automatically losing functionality, because nobody's gonna pick sponge. Sponge sucks. It's on the bottom of the chart for a reason. It's because it sucks. Once again, it doesn't have any distinct disadvantages. In fact, it's immediately a weak to wolf, meaning that it's probably good, but it also beats dragon, so it nullifies it out. But that also goes for all the rest. Sponge sucks. Do not pick sponge. So, the safest pick... No, it's not paper, because they'll pick scissors. Scissors is the most common chosen, I believe, if I'm recalling correctly. I think water is the safest pick. You see water, that's 4 fingers down. Water is definitely the safest pick. I have not done research on this. I'm just going off sheer willpower at 11:18 p.m. I kind of debunked my whole philosophy, my whole get-go at this video idea, which is going in-depth analysis on why the X doesn't beat Y, but that's clearly wasn't factored into the original thing, so who cares? Who cares that paper beats lightning, you know? Who the hell cares? Who cares that sponge beats water? No, that makes sense. Sponge beats air. Sponge doesn't beat air. Have you seen SpongeBob? Actually, no. Sponge beats air. That makes sense. I'm just free. Man, this has gone off the rails. I had the track set out, and then I realized the tracks weren't there. I was driving up nothing. I'm not even in a train. I'm in the backseat of a bus, a prison van. I'm going to the asylum. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, this really okay. Back to it. Lightning. I can't. All right, we're back. I'm calmer. I'm better, right? Let's go in one by one, each one of these. Okay, let's start with the familiar face. Rock. Rock beats fire through sponge. Of course, scissors is in there. Rock is a solid choice, I gotta say. I wouldn't pick it personally because it's one of the 3 obvious choices. I don't think rock is a smart idea, but it's definitely there. It's definitely not a bad pick per se. Fire. I feel like fire will be one of the most common of the new additions. It's a fairly unnatural symbol to do from the firing, at least for me. Often scissors. Obviously a common choice. Once again, solid choice, except it's not. It's the most commonly chosen. So, it's probably not going to work out. Unless the person goes paper, I doubt anyone else is going something scissors beats. Like air, sponge, wolf, snake, tree, human. Those are all like bad choices. No one's gonna pick human in rock, paper, scissors. Honestly, scissors might be one of the worst choices out here, just because of the unappealingness. On the top right, from rock to air, that's gonna be the most chosen group. That's gonna be the most common group, and that's could be either a good thing or a bad thing. Meaning that you would think the most volatile choice is paper, but no, since scissors is the most common, it's actually water is one of the safest choices you can have because it beats scissors, most common choice, and it beats everything below scissors, including rock. It beats scissors and rock, the 2 most common of the basic 3, and it beats all the other most appealing ones except air. Air is your main threat here, followed by paper. This bottom right corner, that's the area you want to be, honestly. Paper is a risky choice, but if you know your opponent well, paper will pay off because it beats everything that will be likely to be chosen. Alright, let's go back in order. Snake. I don't think people are going to pick snake, personally. It is a pretty natural position. However, it's an unappealing color. It's all the way off to the left there. I don't think that's going to be chosen often, and it'll probably be one of the most forgotten picks, even though it's in the 9 o'clock position. The left hand side is often ignored below the top. Human isn't an unnatural position either, but who wants to be themselves in an opportunity where you could be 14 other things, right? It's rock, paper, scissors. It's natural to want to do an unorthodox thing. The most common thing chosen in my elementary school was Pikachu, So I doubt somebody's going to go human. I don't think I think human is, you're not in danger from human if you lose to human, unless you're sponge, in which you're in danger to everything and you're the worst. Tree, not in a natural position, just the thumbs down. Not a bad choice. It beats a lot of what I assume to be the most common chosen ones. However, it does get beaten by a few of them. I don't think it's a bad choice, but I think that's when you choose when you are a few rounds in, where even the people who used to stick to rock and scissors and paper start to get a little more adventurous. You feel me? Start to pick like fire, start to pick water. Wolf, as I said before, that is an unnatural hand sign. I'm not even quite sure how to make that. I'm trying right now. I think I did it. I don't know. No one's going to be throwing this out. It's going to be considered an illegal move and difficult to tell between dragon and wolf. Unless there are rules precedented or you guys are gang members or hand yoga participants, I don't think wolf is going to be thrown out at all. Textual format, I also don't think it's going to be thrown out. Brown is once again a very not appealing color, and it's right next to tree. Tree will definitely be more gravitated to. It's green, it's vibrant, and it's a solid choice. Wolf's matchups aren't bad, I'm not going to lie, but it's not going to be thrown out. Wolf, you're not in danger from wolf. Sponge, if you pick sponge, you're dumb, you're stupid, you're dead. I will shoot you on sight. If you pick sponge, I will come over to your house with the .58 caliber rifle and shoot you in the face. I will come over to wherever you're playing rock, paper, scissors and shoot you in the face. Hell, even if, maybe I want you to suffer. Maybe I hate sponge players that much. Maybe I'll cut off your hands with the samurai sword so you won't be able to play the game again. Would you like that? You like that, sponge players? Huh? Sponge players. Paper's a default choice. Like I said, I think it's the most solid of the default choices, unless you're playing another default chooser, in which case you probably want to stick to water, as I said, something that beats scissors, since scissors is very common. Paper is not a bad choice once you're in depth of the game. It's a really good mix-up, because once you're in the middle, once you've like played a couple rounds of this, you're like, okay, they can really choose anything. Like they might go devil next round, but if you throw out just the paper, that'll throw them for a loop. That's good for like a solid 1 or 2 wins. It's not good repeatable though, because people know that matchup. They will recognize that scissors beat it, and then realize that everything around scissors also beats it, because fire, trees over there. Even snake, that might get snake thrown out if you keep throwing out paper. Air, as I said before, very solid choice. However, you got to keep in mind the scissors matchup. Once again, maybe after they stop throwing out scissors, I think air is so solid, you're pretty good that after the first different elemental they throw out, you can throw out air pretty regularly and come out with a winning percentage. Water might be my favorite to have the most solid matchups throughout this whole thing. It beats rock and scissors. Already a good start. It loses to paper, but that's not that important, because once you get deep into the thick of it, unless they're also fans of Sir Spaghetti, they are not going to throw out paper, And how does paper beat water? Excuse me. Anyway, water, very solid choice. I would pick water a lot if I was playing this competitively. Dragon, similar to wolf, very similar to wolf, because it's almost the exact same hand signal. This is not going to get thrown out a lot unless the person's very flexible. The color is kind of unappealing, but unless you're playing with like an 8-year-old through text format, I don't think this is going to be thrown out. Dragon is appealing in theory, but seeing the hand symbol, seeing the dark color around it, people are going to get thrown off. People are not going to pick dragon. You're safe from dragon. Devil Devil, you have to watch out for your edgelords. It's not an unnatural hand signal. You'd be surprised how quickly this gets thrown out. I could throw this out like anything. Was that a threat? Okay. It beats a rock and scissors. Once again, pretty solid choice. It's actually seems pretty solid once you get into the thick of it. It beats rock and scissors, and it beats lightning through tree. So, it actually might be one of the more solid picks, considering it's weak to dragon, wolf, and sponge, all of which are not going to get thrown out at all if you're playing against somebody who has a will to live and is not stupid. Both of those combined. See, I am only one of those sometimes, so you know. Devil is probably a sleeper pick as a really good choice, but you probably want to keep that in your pocket for like, okay, final best of 3. You would want to throw out probably water, devil, paper, and if that doesn't win you it, then hey. Lightning, also a pretty solid choice, as it is again the last one, weak to both dragon, wolf, and sponge, the 3 worst choices in the game. It's kind of a weird gesture, but it's easily thrown out if it's just your pinky. No, if you're playing against somebody who has insecurity in their masculinity, they're not going to throw their pinkies out, because that's like a tea-drinking British person, and no one wants to be seen as a tea-drinking British person if they have a fragile ego. You're going to be safe from this. In textual format, though, if you're playing in textual format for some reason, lightning is going to get thrown out a lot. I think it's very appealing to type out lightning. I think that it's very bright in background. The gesture isn't alienating. People have done that before. Everyone's done that before. It's just a pinky sticking out. I think lightning is going to be commonly chosen by people who want to stray from rock, paper, scissors in the beginning. Not the game, the 3 choices. The 3 originals, the 3 defaults in the beginning. That's going to be a quick, unique choice. And finally, we'll talk about gun. Gun is the funny choice. If you're playing with somebody who likes memes, likes jokes, lives on the internet, gun is going to get chosen a lot. That will probably be the first thing they throw out, and then if they lose, they will probably not play with you unless they have a desire to win, in which case they're probably going to stick to that top right corner, as I mentioned before. But gun is the funny man's weapon, and it is, like I said before, it does beat rock and scissors, but I don't know, something about it seems pretty unstable. I don't think somebody who is serious about winning would pick gun, but gun is the funny choice. Like, if both of you open up the game with gun, that'll be a really funny moment. That'll get in their head. That'll make you think you're not serious when obviously you are. And at which point, of course, you would send them this video, and they would be like, "Oh, haha, sponge," and then you would pick tree. You would pick tree as an intelligent individual, and once they say sponge, they will no longer reply to your messages or be able to play rock, paper, scissors with you. That's pretty much about it for my rock, paper, scissors 2 in-depth summary. I think we recovered pretty well from our initial setback. Once again, a very balanced game. I'm not sure who created this. I found it through Discord with the caption, "Ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you Rock, Paper, Scissors 2. To prove any doubters wrong, I will now apply my battle strategy in real time by challenging one of my friends to Rock, Paper, Scissors 2.